Thank you, Ron. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. Financial services company have some of the most demanding performance requirements of any industry globally. They operate at a massive scale, from mobile banking applications that cater to millions of customers simultaneously to trading and asset management applications that require real-time access to data. Fortunately, Redis was built for speed and scale. Redis is built to deliver outstanding customer experiences. Redis is built for delivering informed decisions in real time. Redis is built to help mitigate fraud. And these are some of the things we will talk about today. Hello, I'm Prasanna Rajgopal. I'm an industry solutions architect. I focus on solving business challenges using Redis. I have over 24 years of experience in the software industry, and I worked with in various roles in software development, professional services, and now as a technical pre-sale solutions architect. I started my career working on Java and Oracle. So let's get started. Here's the agenda I put together for you. First, I'm going to give you a brief overview of Redis. In short, Redis is a data structure server. What does that mean? Redis gives developers the flexibility to think about their business challenges without worrying about how they could model their business data in Redis. Because Redis gives you the flexibility of various data structures that developers need to do their work. Next, I will show you why customers choose Redis. And I will talk about various sectors where we have seen successful use cases for our Redis Enterprise technology. I will share some good customer stories. One is about making informed trading decisions using Redis Enterprise, mitigating risk by detecting fraud, delivering exceptional customer experience, and finally, reducing infrastructure costs using Redis. The best phrase to describe Redis is that it is a real-time data structure server because it gives you the data structures you need to model your business data. Redis is built for speed. We have built our company around open source Redis, as Ron mentioned. Open source Redis is the most popular, most downloaded database in the world. So you have the vast wealth of developer experience readily available for you to get and work on your projects. Open source Redis delivers some basic data structures developers need to model their business data. Redis Enterprise has expanded the data structures. We have added geospatial, JSON, time series, query, and search capabilities and probabilistic data structures that are very useful in financial services, coupled with enterprise features that companies need to deploy Redis in production. Enterprise features such as high availability, durability, geo-distribution, tiered memory access are some of the enterprise features we have built over the years. So why do customers choose Redis? Let's start with customer expectations. Today's customers are very demanding expectations from their financial services company. They want a consolidated view of their financial life, which means checking, savings, loans, credit cards, brokerage accounts, all in one place. They demand instantaneous access. The experience of apps like Uber, DoorDash, and others have spoiled these customers. They expect the same kind of experience from a financial services institution as they get from their Uber app or their DoorDash or TikTok or any other app that they use. The only reason I'm still with my large bank, given that I could get a much higher interest rate outside today, is that their mobile banking app is amazing. It provides unified view at speed and has all bill paying, payments, and fully integrated into it. And they are a Redis customer. Finally, the app must be engaging. It must be personalized for them. The app must understand the needs, deliver an engaging experience, and make real-time recommendations to simplify their financial life. And we have multiple customers using us for recommendations, product recommendations within their financial workflows. But what are the challenges these companies face? You know this better than anyone else. We have siloed data, especially in legacy financial companies and institutions, and regulatory requirements that exist that does not allow co-mingling of data. You cannot have a brokerage division within the banking division, so you have to have regulatory requirements separating the data, people, and processes. However, it would help if you combined all this data and information to serve your customers. The customer doesn't care that these are separate divisions or there are regulatory requirements or these are all separate applications and databases. They only see that your application is slow. Finally, to deliver those engaging experiences, you need real-time recommendations, analytics driven by machine learning. This is where Redis comes in. Redis Enterprise Data Platform can unify the data from multiple sources. We have connectors to various data sources like Oracle or any other database that could bring data into Redis. Redis is built for real time, the core principle on which we have built our business. Redis is built for delivering those personalized experiences at scale. So where is Redis used? Redis is used in every segment of the financial services industry. Let's take mobile banking. Most of our customers start with something simple. They want to scale their authentication process for their mobile banking app so that millions of customers can log into the app simultaneously. They use us to store and retrieve authentication tokens so customers can quickly and seamlessly authenticate across various applications. This allows you to deliver that consolidated, unified view. Real-time payments are another big use case for Redis, and profile access is needed to deliver those real-time payments applications. We have customers in the payment space in Asia, Europe, Latin, and North America. For instance, many banks in India use Redis to integrate their payments applications with UPI, the real-time payments platform in India. That is the fast becoming the largest payments network by transaction volume. So we are dealing with Redis at those vast transaction volumes that these banks deal with in India. Asset management is another area where we store securities portfolios, monitor and execute trades, and other areas. Finally, even corporate treasury, which many may not consider a real-time business, is becoming more real-time. One multinational bank uses Redis for cash flow forecasting for their customers that have operations in dozens of countries. Let's get to our first customer story. This is an exciting story about how this investment bank and brokerage is helping its traders generate better trading and investment ideas using Redis Enterprise. This firm is investing hundreds of millions of dollars in research each year. Recently, it had over 100,000 documents of latest research, investment insights, and analysis, but the traders and advisors are overwhelmed by the available research. They do not have the time to read and gain insights. It's time consuming, but advisors and traders thrive on ideas. They thrive on information dominance. So the solution was to create a conversational AI solution using Redis JSON and our vector database capabilities. They used a large language model from OpenAI along with Redis. Redis delivered real-time response to their traders' queries. The traders and advisors received in-depth advice quickly, which was one of the most significant outcomes of this application. The tool improved productivity and information dominance. The firm increased the impact of millions of dollars it spends annually on its research. It's a win-win for everybody involved. So let's look at how this was implemented. There are two aspects to this solution. The first is the back-end workflow, represented by steps 1 and 2 in this diagram. The second is the front-end workflow, the trader workflow, represented by steps 3 to 6 in this diagram. First, the firm took those 100,000 research documents and fed them to the OpenAI large language model. The large language model returned a vector embedding, essentially a mathematical number representation of the document for each of its documents. The application took the vector embedding and the research text and stored that in Redis Enterprise, along with the metadata on each of the documents. For example, who was the author, when it was created, and other information that could go along with a research document. These vectors were then indexed for search using our vector similarity search capability in Redis. Once you have done steps 1 and 2, that completes the backend workflow. Obviously, there are new research created daily, and the company follows the process of creating vectors and then storing that research document and the vectors in Redis. Now the trader asks a question about a stock, a bond, or other asset classes. The trader wants to know the latest research on iPhone shipments and its impact on Apple's cash flows. The question is sent to the same large language model as a prompt, and a vector embedding is returned. Now we have the questions vector embedding that the trader has submitted, and we have 100,000 vectors that we need to search for. Redis vector similarity search feature looks for documents closest to the prompt. In essence, who are the nearest document neighbors to the question? We take the top 5 closest documents, feed them back to the OpenAI large language model, and ask the model to summarize it based on the prompt, that is the question posed by the trader. The trader receives the answer in seconds. This is the value. Following use case comes from a multinational bank that started small with Redis many years ago. They wanted to use Redis as an entitlement store to check which employees within the bank had access to which data or which system. It was a straightforward use case. They wanted a fast response for thousands of their employees. They expanded to real-time profit and loss reporting for many of the divisions, and now that is being done on Redis Enterprise. They use us for fraud detection. Recently, they started using us as a machine learning feature store to store and access transactions for 23 million accounts, each holding hundreds of transactions and dozens of features. They're doing real-time scoring for each new transaction that comes in. The takeaway here is that, yes, Redis offers a wide range of capabilities that can serve many different business needs, but we also cover a vast array of use cases across financial services. As you well know, there is a global payments revolution underway. Consumers now assume that real-time payments will be provided by every financial app they use. There is an excellent presentation on YouTube from our Redis conference by the architect of the new payment system at Capital One. You can watch it by scanning the QR code on this slide. Capital One now operates 100% in the cloud. The bank's customers have embraced mobile banking and expect a real-time customer experience. They are also the 5th largest payment processor in the US, processing over 1.5 billion payments across its consumers and commercial lines of businesses. Their payments team was looking to scale their payments application and make those services work in real time. They leverage a streaming event-driven microservices architecture throughout their business. They use Redis Enterprise as the database for many of their microservices. Now, this new architecture also allows them to assess the payment of a group of payments or even single payment in real time and assess the status of those payments. Ekata helps prevent fraud. It primarily sells its identity verification and fraud prevention services to e-commerce, financial services, and payment companies. Ekata verifies the authenticity of businesses and people by using a custom identity graph built on Redis Enterprise. The verification process offered by Ekata allows retailers, banks, and other firms to automate onboarding vendors onto a platform or help customers open accounts. Identity verification is a very low margin, high volume, real-time business, and you need to monitor cost without compromising performance. So Ekata's goal is to reduce friction in verifying financial transactions while at the same time keeping their infrastructure costs low. Ekata has built a massive database of 5 billion keys with Redis. Their previous in-memory solution was too expensive to operate for their scale. Ekata settled on our auto-tiering feature for their deployment, which allowed them to control the cost of memory by using tiered storage. Ekata is one of those high-frequency use cases. Ekata is an excellent example of how Redis helped them achieve their business goals. These two quotes from the SVP of Engineering, Varun, summarizing how Redis directly addressed those business goals, meeting their latency and cost requirements. Ekata has sub-100 millisecond latency requirements, according to Varun Kumar. Redis auto-tiering reduced their RAM usage, thus saving money while meeting their strict latency requirements. Here's the bottom line. A data platform must fit your needs. It cannot be the other way around. Your engineers cannot be thinking about modeling the data to meet the requirements of a data platform. Redis gives you simplicity and flexibility. Redis gives you the data structures. Redis gives you the choice. The most crucial thing in today's application is to deliver those engaging experiences, to have our customers return to the app, reuse it, and engage with it. The most important thing is speed, the real-time response. Our North Star at Redis is speed. that real-time response, and we always want to retain our biggest competitive differentiator. The next is scale. You cannot have speed without scale. Without scale, a data platform is useless because today's financial services company operate at an unimaginable scale. You also need robust search and query capabilities, and we deliver that. We deliver aggregation functions, the ability to quickly do various aggregations, sum, average, the usual stuff that we do with financial data. Similar aggregation functions on a relational database could take hundreds of milliseconds to execute at scale, and we take a few milliseconds to do the same aggregations. In that investment bank example, you saw a need for Redis as a vector database to drive those similarity searches that can drive new creative solutions. These new AI ML apps could take your productivity to the next level. We are already seeing AI ML live up to the hype and promise at that investment bank. Redis vector database capabilities are essential to delivering value on many use cases in financial services. Finally, our hybrid capability. You can deploy Redis Enterprise on the cloud. We have fully managed servers on AWS, Azure, and Google. Yes, we support the cloud. You can also deploy us on-premise or do an hybrid deployment between cloud and on-premise. The choice is up to you. That's it. I'm grateful for your time, and thank you for listening. I'm grateful to Ron and the Angelbeat team for this opportunity. Thank you.